Craig David, welcome to the Vodcast on Times Live. It's nice of you to join me. How are you doing?
Very, very well, thank you.
Good. So, first of all, I must just let you know that I'm here in Cape Town on holiday, and I'm really glad that I got to hang out and chat to you. But what's the purpose of your trip? What are you doing in South Africa?
I'm out here, I recently became an ambassador for Tuberculosis, which actually is not going to be announced for a little while, but we actually came out here just to do a little bit of first-hand, frontline experience for me, because getting involved with something which is very easy to talk about and see in literature, but until you come to a place which South Africa is like one of the fourth highest places with outbreaks of tuberculosis, to be here and see the people and understand and ask researchers was an important aspect of it.
So how was your day in Kailicha then?
Do you know what, for me it was, I feel now that I understand the real problem with tuberculosis, and it's not so much, it's a curable disease. It's the problem that people don't understand, and people are stigmatized within the communities, so they find it difficult to want to tell anyone about it. Within that period of time, it's so contagious because it's an airborne disease that within the week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, they're waiting before they have to go to the clinic because it's too much to hold back. You spread it around to 5, 10 other people, and if that continues, then you have an outbreak, and an epidemic of the problem. So, for me, it's to make awareness to people that if you get those symptoms of coughing, of restless, sleepless nights where you're sweating, pains and aches of your body, just to see a medical, seek medical assistance to make a difference. Otherwise, what it is that you're putting everyone at risk and your family. And when I saw young kids who were suffering from tuberculosis, you think, come on, like in terms of parents and adults taking initiative, and I feel like I need to kind of make people aware of what's going on there.
Well, I take my hat off to you. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the music. Your new album, Signed, Sealed and Delivered, is hitting stores soon. Tell us a little bit more about this album.
Yeah, the new album is a 12-track album. It's mainly based around songs that I just grew up listening to. I just wanted to make a record that wasn't about me thinking about what's the first hit single. I've got to write a whole new album material. I mean, from the years of 18 to 28, which I am now, it's been like 10 years of writing new material, which I love as a songwriter. But I wanted to take a slightly different challenge of trying to vocally step up and sing some of these songs which I love so much. It's all easy to listen to them in the background, but when you've got Signed, Sealed, Delivered by Stevie Wonder, Mercy, Mercy Me by Marvin Gaye, Otis Redding's Dock in the Bay, Heard It Through the Grapevine, Just My Imagination, Temptations. These are real classic songs, and I think you have to be in the right frame of mind and vocally able to perform like you've never performed before to really pull these songs off. Otherwise you really do crash and burn. People are like, why the hell did you even attempt to do the songs? That's what this record's really about.
You said that it was challenging vocally to get into the groove of this album. How do you prep yourself for this sort of thing?
Do you know what it was? I need to put myself in the frame of mind of in the same place that Stevie Wonder would have been if he was singing Signed, Sealed, Delivered. Now, technology's changed, and I think over the years the reasons that some of the performances can be a bit clinical and almost too perfect is because the technology allows you to take 100 takes and throw some auto-tune on and it all feels good. Back in the day when you were recording on a reel-to-reel tape player, editing took too long to do. I mean, you splice a tape, it took forever. The recording process was very different. So with all of that in mind, for me, I wanted to go back to the idea of I want to sing from start to finish like I'm in front of a crowd, perform. So there's imperfections where I'm trying to catch my breath and trying to get to the next note. It's how Stevie would have sung this song. So when you start doing that, you recognise that then the performance starts happening, and then hence this record. It's a very performance-based album,
Jay Sean is probably one of the biggest stars in the world of music at the moment. He's topping charts all over the world, and America specifically. But what's really cool, to relate it back to you, is that you feature on one of the tracks on his album. How did that collaboration come about?
I've known Jay for like 5-6 years now, and it's been one of those things that slowly but surely he's kind of got to the point where obviously being dropped off a major label, he did his own independent thing, funded by himself, then came on the radio with Cash Money, the single Down, Lil Wayne, #1 US Billboard, and he blew up. And I was just so happy for the kid because he's shown that he's a fan of my music, and I respect him because he's not one of those people who's like, oh well, #1 US Billboard, but you know what, I wasn't really feeling it. You know, he's cool with it, you know, and I like that about him, and that's really how the collaboration came together.
Now, we're just under 100 days to kick off for the 2010 FIFA World Cup. Number one, are you a football fan? And number two, are you coming out to come and be part of the whole spectacle?
I'm a big football fan, you know. I mean, obviously been in this see England kind of in the World Cup. And like I said, every 4 years as a football fan, you wait for this tournament. It's incredible that South Africa are going to be hosting this. I think it's going to be an incredible tournament, and I'm definitely looking to get here. Regardless of where England make it in the World Cup, and I really do hope we get to the finals. I'd love to come for the World Cup. It's quarterfinals, semi-finals, and finals. I think it'd be amazing here.
Okay, well, we'll have a drink when you come back.
Absolutely. Done.
Okay, cool. It's been awesome chatting to you today. Thank you for joining me on the Vodcast, and enjoy the rest of your time in South Africa.
Thank you, man. Cool. Appreciate it. No worries. Thank you. Yo, what's up? This is Craig David, and this is the brand new album, Signed, Still Delivered, and you're watching the Vodcast.